There's a funny thing about Caillou, the bald-headed little boy that is the main character of the Caillou cartoon. Kids love him and parents, well, let's face it, parents usually hate him. But one thing both parents and kids can agree on, on is wondering, why the heck is Caillou bald? Long-time blog reader Jazlyn requested a story on the topic of Caillou, and since we're doing a lot of urban legends this week, I figured out we look into the biggest urban legends surrounding this show. It's an urban legend which centers around the mystery of why Caillou was born. His parents and sister all noticeably have lots of fluffy hair, yet he doesn't seem to have a single hair on its own head. This has led to widespread urban legends. There's a hidden story to the show that Caillou is bald because he has cancer. There are even many parents that won't let their kids watch Caillou. They don't want them watching a show about a kid with cancer. But what is the hidden story? And there actually any truth to it? And is there actually any truth to it? The Caillou urban legend. The most popular Caillou urban legend tells the story of the boy named Caillou who has cancer and is going through treatments that have made him bald. The reason his parents let him get his way all the time, even if he's being whiny or bratty, is because they know he's ill and just can't bear to tell him no. Even though he's young, Caillou is aware of his condition and tries to cope with the situation by using one of the strongest tools a child has, his imagination. You see, he's not sure if he'll be able to actually grow up, so he uses his imagination to go on adventures and experience all the different things he could be. Some very dark versions of the Caillou urban legend says that he's already dead. He's already dead. And that's why the grandmother is the one telling the stories about his life. She tells the stories to keep the memory of her grandson alive. No matter which version of the Caillou urban legend you hear, though, it always centers him on having cancer. Why is Caillou bald? So, is there any truth to this Caillou theory having cancer? People involved in the show and the book are very insistent that no, Caillou doesn't have cancer. In fact, reading through the writings about it, they seem downright defensive about the topic, often making it first thing they mention about the show. They say the reason Caillou is bald is because in the books he was at the age when kids don't have hair yet, and when they made the cartoon they wanted him to look as in the books, right down to the very bald head. but they had no idea but they had no idea what a huge controversy that decision would start amongst the parents and kids. The Caillou has cancer controversy. Sometimes the story is changed and people from the show will say that Caillou is bald to represent all kids, that The explanation sounds pretty forced and more like the show is trying to put a positive spin on the baldness controversy that he caused many parents to. Caillou baldness controversy that has caused many parents to ban their kids from watching Caillou. As for me, I say if kids can't stop imagining Caillou is bald because he has cancer and still want to watch the show, then fine. It's kind of like I hope no parents out there would keep their kids from playing with another child simply because the other child had cancer. Around the world a child is diagnosed with cancer every 3 minutes, and even though it's an urban legend, Caillou with cancer represents the plight of many kids out there. Who knows, some kids with cancer might even look up to Caillou and find comfort in the show, never realizing that the idea of Caillou having cancer is such a controversial thing. I love Caillou. Oh, this is a comment. I love Caillou. My daughter has cancer and loves that her and him have no hair. I believe the show is great and positive no matter what the real story is, and whatever parent is against their child watching for that reason is immature and should be ashamed of themselves. Hi Daisy, yeah, I was pretty shocked to hear some parents out there that way, that out there are that way about Caillou possibly having cancer. It's hard for me to understand why people would choose to act like that. Maybe some of them will come across your comment and realize how deeply harmful the decision is. My heart goes out to your daughter. I'm glad that Caillou is such a positive force in her life and that she has a very caring mother to look out for her. I think Caillou is very shiny, sensitive 4-year-old if you ask me. I agree with you, Daisy. I really agree with you. It's not just cancer. A lot of people are quick to make sad and irrational decisions plainly out of stereotype, fear of ignorance, commonly racism and sexism, but also modern controversies such as Islamophobia and homosexuality. Okay, I'm reading enough comments. Okay, so to gather all around, Caillou does not have cancer.